Made for More, Part 4, Peter. Jesus Christ came on the earth and he began to select those proteges, just like Elijah selected Elisha, as I spoke about in the previous video, who become his disciples here on earth. And the main one that he selected, interestingly, was a man who was fairly temper-ridden, fairly impetuous, called Peter. Peter, with his brother Andrew and their friends James and John, were fishermen in the region of Galilee. And while Jesus was roaming that region and preaching, he would borrow their boat and preach on the seaside. And there was one point where he told them to go out into the deep to fish again, because they had not caught anything at one point. And because of the great draught of fish that they eventually caught in their nets, Peter fell on his knees and said, "Depart from me, Lord, for I am a sinful man." And the Lord Jesus interestingly said to him that, Peter, these are things which we will see even greater things than these. And you are a fisherman now, but I will make you to become fishers of men. And this same Peter was the one who boldly proclaimed that Jesus Christ was the Son of the living God. He pointed at Jesus when Jesus was asking, "Who do men say that I am? And who do you say that I am?" And Jesus realized that only the Father could have revealed it to Peter. And he said to the Apostle Peter at that time that on this rock will I build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And it is the same Peter who he would change his name to become Cephas, or the rock. From Cephas to Peter to become the rock, who would become the foundation of the church. And Peter had his failings now and again, because of course when Christ was crucified, he denied him 3 times. And when his time came, when time of Pentecost came, he was the one who boldly stood up as the main leader of the group of disciples at that time and gave the great sermon, which saw up to 3,000 persons being saved in Jerusalem. And Peter became one of the steadfast members, or the steadfast leaders of the church in Jerusalem. So it is from his humble beginnings as a fisherman, he and his friends, that he then became made for more. He became the man of God who would lead and start and lay the foundation for what we as Christians now see as the different denominations and the churches that we go to right at this present point. Can you imagine what would have happened if Peter had just brushed off Christ's offering of coming to follow him as a disciple? He would never have gone on to become the great man that he did become, and to eventually follow Christ to lay the foundation for the church. This is one of the telling stories of how a life can lead to a specific destiny. It is the decisions that we make based off our clear independent will and our conscience, and our realizing just what we are made of, that will allow us to move forward with the hope and with a wisdom and knowledge that God is on our side at all times, to move forward and become the best that we can be. Because just like Peter, we are made for more.